Welcome back to week 4 of the quarantined course. I wanted to start this week by introducing you to Dr. Wayne Abercrombie, who was conducting in that video that we just watched. Now, I'm really excited that starting this week, Dr. Abercrombie and I will be starting a mentorship together, and he's going to be working with me to continue improving my choral conducting. This is a fantastic opportunity for me. Dr. Abercrombie has been the conductor of the University of Massachusetts and is retired now, but continues to travel through the United States and has traveled the world doing master classes, working with high school and college students, honors choirs, and much more. So the wealth of information that he has and what I'm going to be able to learn from him is going to be absolutely invaluable. I'm really excited to start this week. But as we continue our journey through this episode series, I want to get into some vowel placement. And this is going to be a nice exercise for us to listen and hear on how vowel placement can truly affect the intonation and the overall sound of a chorus. We're going to get into this first video, which ties vowel placement into what we've talked about before, specifically with energy and placement. Of course, beauty is always present in everything that we do and all of the singing that we do. But this specifically ties that placement and the vowel placement with the voice placement and the energy that we put behind singing, especially the energy in our piano, mezzo piano, and pianissimo. So take a listen here.
No singing takes place below there. All singing is above that. This is for diction. This is for posture. This is for breath control. See the guy at the bottom of the page? Bottom of page right? The arrow pointing diction to the mouth. Sound is above that. Posture in the shoulders and chest. Breath support down in the abdomen. Down in here. Now, I'd like you, if you would, just put your stuff beside you or something and sit up like we did. Would you give us an F major? Would you sing ni, a, I, e? Ni, a, I, e. Good. Now put your hands up there, not like this, but in like this, like you're cutting in, and sing with your eyebrows raised a little bit, like you're going to say hi, and sing above those hands, ni, a, I, so you can actually see it coming out of there. Ni, a, I, e. Okay, now you just hear a little bright sound, and we'll fix that up later. Ni, don't do it that way. Again, up here, above the hands. Ni, I, e. Good. Now sing it wrong. Keep the hands up there and sing below the hands. Ni, right in the throat. Ni, I, e. Above the hands. Ni, I, e. We're going to go up like half steps. Above the hands. Ni, eventually. But everything is placed up here. Here we go, the forte. Feel it right behind the forehead. Forte. Mezzo forte. Mezzo piano. Piano, come on. Pianissimo. Is that perfect? It is perfect. That sound was the most perfect blend you could ever ask for. It was vibrant. It will cut through any orchestra in Beethoven. And you will never be tired vocally from singing after a 2.5-hour rehearsal. You'll never be tired. You might be tired brain-wise because you thought a lot, but your voice will never be tired.
One thing that we don't often think about is how many conductors each of us come in contact with throughout our lives, but even right now, with Sweet Adelines and Dayton Philharmonic, all of our various church choirs, and the different ensembles that we sing in, Springfield Symphony, that we're getting a lot of different instruction, and every conductor is a little bit different, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when we get back together, something I really want to focus on is unifying our sound, especially in our vowels. Obviously, we want to have the same beauty and placement. We want to sing with energy, but we really have to unify our vowels if we want to get a good intonation, a good blend, and to kind of build the sound to make 40 sound like 60 voices. In this next video, we're going to go through what we're going to be working on when we get back together, which is specifically how we, in our ensemble, are going to form our vowels. The 6 most common vowels in the music that we're going to sing. So take a listen to this next video and watch for how we learn how to form these vowels, and specifically thinking about round vowels versus rectangular vowels. Vertically rectangular, never horizontally rectangular. Go ahead and listen now.
Okay, now we talk about unified vowel formation, and this is crucially important. This is the only way a choir will really sound great all the time on every word in the language, is if you teach them how to form vowels with the mouth and to do it alike. Everybody does it the same way. That's called uniform, right? If you're singing hallelujah, and some people say hallelujah, yo. They cancel each other out, and 60 people sound like 40. If they do it all exactly the same, 60 sound like 80. Common sense. All right, so now we have to use common sense and figure out how should we form these vowels. It's not rocket science. One Sunday afternoon is all you need to think about that. So you take them one at a time. And what I found out that Sunday afternoon, there are dark vowels and bright vowels. I know you know some of this stuff, but we need to remind, and some folks don't know. Bright vowels and dark vowels. Let's talk about the dark vowels first. Now, the photographs are backwards. You see the dark vowels on the right? I wish they were on the left. Up in the top right corner, the dark vowels are on the left. You see the dark vowels are circles. The bright vowels are squares or rectangles. The dark vowels are oo, o, aw. Oo, o, and a-w, aw. And they are a circle. And you don't see teeth. Watch up here. I'll start with an N. No teeth. Circle, circle, circle. Dime, nickel, quarter. Dime, nickel, quarter. Would you do that? You don't have to sit up, but sort of sit up. And start with an N always so we have resonance. And go, and think dime, nickel, quarter. She didn't either. Oh, you got almost like you're hugging somebody like that for all. That's right. And now one lady, I just saw her, when she sang the ooh, her mouth was horizontal. Ooh, she went ooh, oh. You gotta think. You'll never do anything well accidentally. You've got to think what you're doing, or get in some line of business that will motivate you to think. This cannot be, talent will never save anybody. It never has. Thinking saves people. Your talent's not going to change. Your talent's going to be there. God gave it to you, it's there. But how much you think will determine how great you become and how great you can teach. Maybe do it again, dark vowels. You see teeth on each one, don't you? And they're not circles up in the right corner of the page. It's really, they are squares, but they should be a square, and then look here. A square, and then a rectangle, and then a bigger rectangle. So that you have E-A-R, for the right vowels. D-A, watch, anytime I sing I'm showing you something. Try and watch so I don't have to do it twice. Ni-A-R-A-E, E-A-R-A. There were 3 jaw formations of the dark vowels, weren't there? Oo-O-A. There are 3 with the right. And the first one is 1 finger. Oo-O-A, 2 fingers. With the bright vowels. E-A-R, E-A-R, same thing. But with the bright vowels, in order for them to be naturally bright, we don't make them dark and we don't make them bright. They are dark and they are bright if we just do something naturally correct. So if you have a little teeth, which means get your lips out of the way, look at the picture of the bright vowels. Teeth, teeth, teeth. 1 finger, open a lip, 2 fingers. Try it with me. A knee. One lady didn't change it all from A to R. Would you put your page on your lap and get your hands up here and go with your heel your hand. Knee, and push down like you're yawning. Knee, that's right. Now do the dark and then the bright. Nu-O. Had her teeth together on knee. 1 finger. Your teeth should never be together more than 1 finger, even when you hum. The teeth should be 1 finger for resonance. The teeth are never together for anything. Okay? Now, you need to do, I have done, you need to do a lot of work in front of a mirror. So you can do this to perfection without thinking. Because you're going to have to show it 1,000,000 times. Nobody talks that way. They only sing that way when they sing well. And you'll have to teach them over and over and over and over. So it's got to be there. Remember that choir? Sing that phrase again. I was talking to my choir. Now, we go an extension of that. The E was pretty bad, especially by some of the ladies' voices. Me, me, all singing, as we just established, is either round or vertical. No classical singing is ever horizontal. That. So we want vertical sounds. We. So what do? We get the E from an oo. Now get this, it's really important. Once you form the oo correctly, with the lips sticking out, oo, 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 like we did where you pushed oo, then you flare them a little up and down for the E. Put your fingers here, and we're going to sing oo, and push it right by the corner of the lips, and push a little bit for oo. Ooh. Good. Now we'll do oo, and then I'll ask you to go oo-wee, and on the wee, lips go up and down. Ooh, ooh. Ladies alone. Now, ladies, do it again with the oo, and then don't do it bad on purpose, just don't do it right for the E. Now do it right. Men, would you do it wrong? Let's go. Fingers. Do it right. Hear that, women? Isn't that an enormous thing in singing? See, the goal has to be that our choir becomes incapable of making an ugly sound. Right away, you know it's bad. And we cannot accept a bad sound.
want you to think about that last thing he said. We have to get to a place where we cannot stand to settle for a bad sound. If you didn't catch it in that last video, go ahead and listen to the way he sang those vowels and really hear how that bad vowel sticks out. That's the point where we want to develop our ears so that we know when we ourselves aren't making the best possible sound we can make. When we get back together, we're going to work on those vowels and we're going to work on unifying them so that together we have one group sound, one group vowel, and that's going to allow us to get that much better. Next week we're going to finish our 2-week series on vowels and diction, and we're going to look at the 5 rules to create what we're going to consider perfect English diction. We're going to end this week with a video on Don Newen's chorus. I want you to listen for the vowel placement in the low register and the high register. Go ahead and listen for the energy, beauty, and vocal placement, and listen for each part. Hear some of those characteristics and techniques that we talked about last week and put it all together and see what you think. Until then, I'll see you next week.